So after missing out on Monga and Morgan Rogers, I really think Berta and Mikel Arteta needs to do a lot more. They need to do a lot better because Morgan Rogers was touted as our #1 signing for the window, and we've missed out on him. So the only way I can see them making this right, they can make this right, but the only way I can see them making this right is by signing a top talent like Yan Diomandé. Now, we've been linked with Yan Diomandé of recent. Fabrizio, reports came out that, listen, we're into some discussions about this guy. And the reason why I haven't covered him so far is because I really think that we would never get him. I think he would go to either PSG or we would go to Liverpool. And we would get Rodgers or potentially Barcola. But the fact that we didn't get Rodgers, and we're starting to have discussion with this guy, we could potentially get him. Now look at these strikes. Look at these strikes that he's making. He's a top class player. Now look at this. He can play on the right. This is him on the right, driving, just beating the player like he's nothing, cutting back inside on the right foot. So he's ball-footed. This is him on the left, driving, having a shot there near post, so he can play both wings, which is very good, because sometimes we're going to need someone very good that can cover for Saka when Madueke is not. Solis can play the left hand side, so it could, if we get this guy, he's just going to be very good. Now he's 19 years old, and that's also very good, and potentially getting Rodgers for 23 he's a 23-year-old. So this guy, brilliant play there. Unlucky. This guy is a 4 years younger than Rodgers, right? And the way he plays, a lot of nice cross there, good finish. So imagine this guy linking up with Gyökeres. Imagine Diamande linking up with Gyökeres. It's going to be a good side to see. Any striker, if he links up with any Liverpool strikers, right? Isak, Ekitike at Liverpool, it's going to be massive. It's going to go bang. Potentially, I don't really see it in basically doing these kind of assists for PSG, because PSG hasn't got an out-and-out striker. They're trying to get Alvarez, but they still haven't got him over the line yet. So Yan Diomande, brilliant play there. Oh, good goal. So this guy is quality. He's a top talent, and because of how he plays as well, a lot of fans have been asking for an out-and-out winger. They said that a lot of fans said that they didn't want Rodgers because he's not an out-and-out winger, but I wanted Rodgers. I really love Rodgers. But a lot of fans will be happy with Diomande because he's an out-and-out winger. Same with Barcola and same with Vinicius Jr. So what I'm saying is that if Berta wants to make this up, he has to get one of these three. Or one of these five, I would say. So the list of the five is Diamande, #1. Brilliant chop there. What a finish. Diamande. Then you have Barcola. Then you have Yildiz, right? Then you have Goetz that plays for Ajax. Then you have Vinicius Jr. These are the caliber of player that we need to get. Nusa, right? These are the caliber player that we need to get. Brilliant shot there near post. These are the type of players that we need to get to be serious. Because if we're not getting these type of players, we've let Mongo slip for our fingers because of a few million. Now we let Rodgers slip for a finger because of another few million. And I say a few million, it's not a lot. It's a lot of money. But when you take a look at how much money revenue we're bringing in, it's not a lot of money in comparison. Trying to get a top talent like him. Now we sold Trossard, and that's potentially for a player like Zolis. But then now we need another player because we might get rid of Martinelli as well. And this is an ideal player. Now look at the way this guy ran. He's got the speed of Martinelli, so that's good. And his trickery, he's got more flair than Martinelli. He can beat the player easier than Martinelli, and he's younger. Once again, he's only 19 years old. Look at this, beating player for pace and power. He's got more power than Martinelli. He's taller than Martinelli. He's got more strength. So not to compare them. I don't really want to compare the trade back in America and over in Spain. So that's a nice little finish there. Once again, that's a Gyökeres type finish right there. A little goal poacher right there. He's going to be linking up hard with Gyökeres if he comes in, man. I can imagine him and Gyökeres getting lots of GA for the season, potentially providing for each other. So that's what a top talent like him will bring to the club. Look at that, big going down the byline so easily, cutting in. Spectacular, man. He's a good player. So coming in at 19 and apply most of his trade in Spain and over in USA. This is it, that he's going to come in as a he's going to come in as a non-grassroots player. But the thing is, because he's 19, he'll have about 2 to 3 years. Brilliant finish there at the near post. He'll have 2 to 3 years playing at as basically exception in the under-21 squad, unlimited games in the under-21 as an under-21 coming in. So he can potentially play as an under-21 without us having to get in any trouble in terms of the homegrown status on him, right? So then that could potentially give us a few more years for us to get our ducks in a row in terms of what players are we going to get rid of to be compliant with the homegrown regulation. So that's good for us, right? And also last season he got 12 goals and 8 assists. That's a 20 GA for a 19-year-old in the Bundesliga league, for a Bundesliga team. And for me, that's a very good stat. That's a very good stat. He also played very well in the World Cup for Ivory Coast. He made some good history. He made history for the Ivory Coast as well. So in this decade, he became the first player to complete 10 dribbles and 10 creation in his first 3 World Cup games. That's in this century, that's a major history he created in the World Cup for his national team. So for me, he's a top talent. He's a top talent. And the fact that he can play both wings, the fact that he's both-footed, the fact that he's a very tall player, he runs with aggression, he runs with power, he's got trickery. For me, he's already better than Barcola. So I would choose him over Barcola. And the fact that he's 100 million euro. Now, yes, we've lost a Morgan Rogers, and Morgan Rogers over 17 million pounds, right? That's more in euro. So we were potentially going to pay 105 million for Morgan Rogers. So that's 85 million. So that's 85 million pounds compared to 105 million pounds, right? So that's over 20 million we'll be saving there. 20 million if we get this guy. And for me, he's a better player than Barcola. Barcola is on the market for about 100 million as well. Now, Rogers, is he a better player than Rogers? That's the question. And potentially the reason why I see Arteta and Berta was trying to get Rogers is the fact that he could play both positions. So that's a 25 million savings that we could get there. That's a 20 million saving that we could get there just by getting this guy. Now, is he better than Rogers? That's the question. So potentially I can see that Berta and Arteta wanted Rogers to play in attacking mid and / left wing. So because he can play 2 positions, that's ideal for Mikel Arteta because he loves players like that. That's the only advantage I see Rogers have over Barcola, have over Diamande, have over Vinicius Jr. and all these players. And Vinicius Jr. could be a very, very serious link. That could be a serious link because the reports I've heard is that the Berta and the board basically wasn't that surprised when Morgan chose to go to Chelsea. It wasn't a shock to them. And for me, it was a shock for everyone. But it was a shock for them. So was that our primary target? We've seen for the whole transfer window, we've seen that Morgan Rogers is our number 1 target. But with that reaction, does that reaction shows that he was our number 1 target? Or is it Berta that highest cool? Is he that cool to basically play off that everyone may think that, listen, this wasn't what, I don't know what's going on. But what is sure that we'll now be linked with Diomande. What is certain is that potentially we could be taking off the eye of our real talent because we know that teams like Chelsea, just like what they just did, they always go for players that other team wants. Same thing happened with Mudryk, and you see what happened to Mudryk's career. So a lot of people, a lot of fans in Arsenal fan base are saying that it could be a potential like they're going to ruin Rodgers' career like what they done to Mudryk. That's between them, right? If he goes there, he has to be prepared for that. But the thing is that Arsenal now needs to go out and do something big, something major. Because to be poached, to be one of our players poached by Chelsea and by City is not a good look, being the Premier League champions. So Burton needs to pull his socks up. He needs to do something very, very significant in this transfer window. And I mean a major signing. So Vinicius Jr., Diamande, Barcola, 50-50 for me, personally, for Barcola. But Diamande, Nusa, Goetz, Vinicius Jr., these are the players that I need as the primary left wing. And if we're going to do that now, because we can't get a left winger / attacking mid, we need an attacking mid / centre mid now in the midfield. Because I still believe that we need another attacking mid player. Because Odegaard, I don't know how Odegaard is going to be playing next season. He had a brilliant World Cup, a magnificent World Cup. I love his World Cup. But who knows how he's going to play when he come back? I really don't know. But Diomande, man, he's a special talent. And I love the fact that he can play on both wings. I love that. Nice little dribble and pass there. And for a strike there was blocked. But look at the dribbling. Oh, man. If he comes to the Prem, he's going to get a lot of penalties. I can see that already. A lot of players are going to hack him down because they can't deal with his pace, his power, his directness. What a shot. He's got a magnificent shot on him as well. He can shoot from outside the box. He can score a lot of goals from outside the box, which would add to that repertoire for us. Because the more ways we can add, the more different type of ways we can add, and us, how we can score is only going to be better. it's only going to be better for the team. So big up to Diomande for being such a talent, for being such a special player, man. And if we can sign him, I know everyone in the fan base will be happy with this signing. I don't see any. You're gonna have the few minorities, but majority of people are gonna be happy with this because everyone's got their favorite signing. Some people got Yildiz, some people's got Diamande, some people's got Vinicius Junior, some people had Morgan Rogers, because I wanted Morgan Rogers over most of these left wingers, and it's not because I believe that they're Morgan Rogers is better than them. It's just the fact that I love a player that can play multiple positions, just like what Arteta loves. Because I know that some games Saka ain't gonna, Eze ain't gonna play well. I know some games that Odegaard ain't gonna play well. And if we've got a third option that can play in that position, I know we've got Mikel Arteta, I know we've got certain players that could potentially play there. But if a tricky customer like Rogers that has power, that has pace, it would be ideal in certain matches to bring on to just bully teams. That's what I personally believe. But let me know what you believe in the comment box below. Leave your thought process in the comment box below. Is Diamande the type of player that we should get right now after missing out on Rodgers? What you're feeling on Rodgers? Do you feel a thing like, okay, we lost him, who cares? Let's move on. Because there's lots of special talent out there, especially out and out winger, which most fans have been crying about. So there's lots of them out there. But albeit that they're linked with big teams as well. But they need to make this up to us. They need to make this up to us. I don't care what team they've been linked with or how expensive they're going to get. They're going to have to sign another left winger. So it's their fault for missing out on Rodgers in the first place. So let's see what happens to the end of the transfer window. But let me know your thoughts in the comment box below about Diamande, about the potential of signing a top quality player like this. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. If you're not already subscribed, help me on my journey to 10,000 subs. Catch you next video, guys. Big up yourself.